Hello everyone and welcome to Cook for Fun. Do you love a moist, soft, melt in the mouth chicken kofta dipped in an awesome creamy gravy flavored with Indian spices? Well, I am going to share my tried and tested recipe with you today, and trust me, this is so awesome you will get hooked. Begin by soaking 1/4 cup of cashew nuts in hot water. In a dry bowl, place 1 slice of stale decrusted white bread, and I stress it's better that this is stale. To that, add 4 tablespoons of room temperature milk, which I recommend should be whole milk, but skimmed would also do. Remember that whole milk has more fat in it, and what we are aiming here is a soft, moist kofta, which means it has to have more fat. Disintegrate that bread into the milk with a spatula, which should be pretty easy, and that crust was just making me very uncomfortable at that point, but I ignored it anyways, and I broke into my bowl 1 room temperature egg and mixed it thoroughly, to which I added 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, followed by half a teaspoon of fresh ginger paste, followed by 2 tablespoons of finely chopped red onion. And yes, that is a standard tablespoon whose handle is broken, so don't judge me. Add 1 tablespoon of finely chopped coriander leaves, and this will take your koftas to the next level, believe me. And mix this thoroughly now, because we are not going to mix it too much once we add the meat in, which I will explain later why. Add to that 1 cup of ground chicken thigh, and I strongly recommend using chicken thigh for this as opposed to the chicken breast or any other cut of the chicken, because chicken thigh has a much greater fat content than any other part of the chicken. Fat is flavor as well as moisture. You need to retain that. Also, chicken breast has a tendency to go really stringy and dry and gets easily overcooked, which we do not want. Trust me, when it comes to these kinds of recipes where you're using ground chicken, chicken thigh is really the perfect cut of meat to use. Add salt and pepper to taste. Now incorporate everything gently. Do not overwork this mixture because we do not want dense meatballs. So mix it until it's just incorporated. Also, this mixture will not be a doughy, tough mixture, which is the case with most kofta recipes. It will be a slightly runny mixture which you cannot hold and shape into balls with your hands. It's okay, that's how it is supposed to be. Now heat some oil in a frying pan on medium and start spooning the mixture using a teaspoon and a fork into the oil. Also, do not overcrowd the pan because this will bring the temperature of the oil down and result in uneven cooking, which we again do not want. Cook on medium each side about 3 to 5 minutes depending on how bottom heavy your pan is. We only want them half cooked, and it's absolutely crucial not to overcook these if you want good results. Here is how it should look after the first cook. The inside should be moist and ooze out the juices if you squeeze it. Do not eat it right now, okay? It's not cooked and you don't want to end up with salmonella. Now remember the wonderful flavorful oil that was left behind after frying these koftas? Transfer that to a wok or a kadhai, and it will be slightly frothy. No need to be alarmed, it's just because of the egg white in there. On medium heat, add 3 garlic cloves, half a teaspoon of ginger paste, and 1 small onion roughly chopped. Saute on medium for about 1 to 2 minutes, after which add 1 roughly chopped tomato and saute for 2 minutes more. Add 3 green chillies, or you can add more if you're feeling really impulsive and reckless. Transfer this to a grinder and puree it to a smooth paste, ideally after cooling down, but I am extra so I did not wait for that. Transfer the contents back into the kadhai, at which point I noticed that unblended piece of whole onion which was triggering my anxiety, so I removed it, don't worry. Turn on your flame on medium and add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, followed by 1 teaspoon of chicken masala, which I am guilty of buying from a packet. You can actually go ahead and make your own, but in my house we really don't use a lot of this spice mix, so I thought making this when you're using only 1 teaspoon of it was actually not worth it. This, fry off your curry base till it starts to separate at the edges and ooze out oil as you can see, at which point add 1 cup of water, bring to a rolling boil and add your koftas. Lower the heat to medium and cook for about 8 minutes. Do not overcook them and dry them out. Now remember the cashews we had soaked? Grind them to a paste and add it to your curry. And this will give a really nice nutty sweet flavor and also give creaminess to your gravy. Season with salt. Cook off for a minute. Add 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi, which is basically dried fenugreek leaves, and these have to be crushed between your palms before adding to impart maximum flavor. Finish off with chopped coriander. At this point I felt that my gravy was a little drier than I would like it to be, so I added water, checked for seasoning and adjusted the consistency, which is what you should do, and then you're ready to serve. And taste test. Your fork will slide through easily without any resistance, basically like cutting soft butter, and that will be one of the most beautiful, moistest, softest, most flavorful chicken koftas you have ever had in your life. Serve it with rice or any other bread preparation like roti or kulcha or naan, and have fun cooking.